Part 4, Symbols. Symbols can be awesome, especially for those of us who are more right-brained thinkers. They give us an image to visualize while we contemplate complex and abstract ideas. There is also a feeling of mystery about them. Symbols can both abstract and expand on an idea or system of thought with just a few marks. They seem to have a power of their own. Chapter 51, Unity. Dot. We begin with a point. It symbolizes the center of the universe and the point from which all things came. Circle. The circle represents the eternal, never-ending One. Ouroboros. The Ouroboros is a snake that infinitely eats its own tail. It is a symbol of the cyclical nature of the universe and the primordial goddess. The snake eats itself as it creates more of itself, illustrating that nothing in the universe is destroyed, only transformed into another part of the whole. Sun. At the center of our solar system is a star that we circle around. Thus we have the astronomical symbol for the sun as a circle with a dot at the center. It is one unified system. Monad. The wizard John Dee made this symbol to depict the solar system as one unit. It is a combination of the symbols for the Sun, Mercury, Venus, the Moon, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, rotated 90 degrees, and Saturn. Spiral. The spiral is a symbol of how the circle of life is eternal, yet ever-changing and progressing. It was used in ancient cave art, and it can be found in nature, from pine cones and shells to the patterns of tree branches and galaxies. Flower of life. A self-replicating pattern made up of circles overlapping circles, which make a central flower shape. The pattern can expand indefinitely, and like the spiral, the flower of life progresses from small to large. It symbolizes all forms of living things, from a human cell that multiplies and divides to the universe. Crown chakra. The thousand-petaled lotus is a symbol of the energy that connects one's soul with the universe, its source. Just like the above symbols, it symbolizes the microcosm, the macrocosm, and the unity of all. Chapter 52, Duality. Level. By connecting two dots, we get a straight line. A perfectly horizontal line is made with a level. Freemasons use the level as a symbol of equality among its members. This symbol is also on the LDS temple garments. Everyone should be treated with equality. Plumb. The perfectly straight vertical line can be achieved by the masonry tool called a plumb line, which is another symbol of exactness and the correct way. Compass and square. With a compass, one can create a perfect circle, which symbolizes the order of the heavens and the spiritual realm. With the square, one can make a perfect right angle square, which symbolizes order on earth and the material plane. When united, these symbols represent the union of matter and spirit. Hexagram. Erroneously called the Star of David, this is an ancient symbol from India. It is used in esoteric societies like the Golden Dawn and Martinist orders. It is also on the Israeli flag. Like the compass and square, it makes two interlaced triangles, one representing the material world pointing up to the heavens, and the other pointing down to earth from the heavens. It is the union of opposites. Seal of Solomon. A medieval woodcut artwork symbolizing the uniting of polar opposites. The Theosophical Society uses a similar symbol. Yin-yang. Chinese symbol of the perfect balance, union, and interplay of opposing cosmic energies. Although all things have their opposite, the opposites complement each other. Cross. In this case, a horizontal line represents the material plane, and the vertical line points toward the heavens, signifying the spiritual. Thus, the cross, yin-yang, hexagram, square, and compass all have the same symbolic meaning, namely union of positive and negative energies. Rose cross, another symbol of opposites or duality in union. On one level, it is the coming together of religion and science. On another, the cross is the symbol of a human, and the blooming rose represents the unfolding of spirituality. Blade and chalice. In magic, these are the symbols of the male and female sex organs. The chalice of wine is the life-giving blood and womb, and the blade is the phallus that stirs and penetrates the vessel. They symbolize the generative powers of opposites uniting on higher levels as well. Baphomet. Used by the Knights Templar and called Father Mithras by Aleister Crowley, it is a symbol of the union of opposites and the saying, as above, so below. Similar images include The Temptation of Christ by Ari Scheffer, The Magician of the Rider-Waite Tarot Deck, George Washington statue by Horatio Greenborough, Grand Buddha at Ling Shan. I form the light, and I create darkness. I make peace, and I create calamity. I, Yahweh, do all these things. Isaiah 45:7. Alchemical wedding, also called the magnum opus or great work, is the symbol alchemists use to depict the union of opposites. Many images, such as Heinrich Nollius' Rebis, double matter, above, depict a divine hermaphrodite, often with the head of a man and of a woman, or of a sun and a moon. It is the union of the spiritual with the material, male and female, active and receptive. Once these have been separated and then reunited, the fire-breathing monster of chaos is subdued, and perfect balance reigns supreme. Masonic point within a circle. Masons took a known symbol for the sun and placed a pole on either side to represent the summer and winter solstices. The poles are said to represent St. John the Baptist and St. John the Beloved, who Masons celebrate on the solstices. The central point is equilibrium. Jachin and Boaz. Another Masonic symbol of opposites keeping the balance together is the two pillars that stood at the front of King Solomon's temple called Jachin and Boaz. In a typical lodge, they hold up spheres, one of the earth and the other of the heavens. In old art, they are shown supporting the sun and moon. They are also depicted in tarot. The black and white floor has the same symbolism. All things have their opposite. Caduceus. In antiquity, this was a symbol of the messenger gods that can interact between the worlds above and the worlds below. The beings shown with this symbol had a mastery of the sciences, magic, alchemy. They knew how to control both yin and yang in nature. It was the symbol of the Greek gods like Hermes and Medusa, the Sumerian Ningizida, the Chinese divine couple Nua and Fuchi, Hindu Naga deities of India, North American gods, and many more. It is also the double helix structure of DNA. Double-headed eagle. This symbol of power and authority was used by the ancient Aryans and Hittites, and it was the symbol of the Sumerian storm god Ninurta. It bears similarity with the caduceus in that it is the union of two opposites and a symbol of a herald. Another link is that the Hebrew tribe of Dan was identified with the serpent constellation, but later identified with the constellation of an eagle. The Roman Empire used it as an emblem of their rule over the East and West. 13th century Islam then adopted the symbol, as did the Holy Roman Empire, Russia, and others. It became a symbol for world dominance. It is now on many flags, like the Greek Orthodox one above, and it is the symbol of the Masonic Scottish Rite. Tree of Knowledge and Tree of Life. The Garden of Eden is said to have two trees, one of life and one of knowing. In biblical language, to know one's partner is to have sex. This knowing creates new life. These trees represent male and female aspects. See the following chapter for more tree symbolism. Adharanishvara, half-man-woman, is a Hindu symbol of Shiva and Parvati combined. Shiva represents the yang or male energy of the universe, and Parvati is the yin or female energy. The ox and the lion also represent the polar opposites. This symbology is found in Isaiah's lamb and lion, Jesus on the cross as the Lion of Judah and the slaughtered lamb, medieval art and crests with a unicorn and a lion, or a lion and a deer. Mithuna, union of the male and female deities. This particular image is from the Tibetan Bardo Thodol, Book of the Dead, but the union of a man and a woman is a universal symbol of opposites in harmony. Chapter 53, Trinity. Triangle, the symbol for a trinity of deities in many cultures. It can mean the Christian Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, the Norse Odin, Vili, and Ve, the three jade emperors of China, the Trimurti or Tridevi of India, the Zoka-Sanshin, three kami of creation of Japan, the Theban Trinity of Egypt, Kane Lono Ku of Hawaii, etc. It can be the three material states, solid, liquid, and gaseous. Alchemists used the triangles to represent the four classical elements: air, fire, earth, and water. Eye of Providence, also called the all-seeing eye of God. It is part of the Great Seal of the United States. It is on cathedrals, Masonic lodges, LDS temples, and on various coat of arms. The eye within a triangle is also the logo of Taoism. It symbolizes God's awareness of all things. The USA places this symbol as the chief cornerstone of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The three large pyramids of Giza represent the three stars of Orion's belt. These stars are said to be where the gods reside and where we may go after death. The tops of the pyramids are where the gods landed when visiting Earth. Primary colors. In color theory, all hues can be derived from the three basic colors: red, yellow, and blue. In pigment, the three can be added to make black. When all three are added in light, it makes white light. When white light is fractured by a prism, all of the colors of the rainbow can be seen. Trident, the emblem of gods such as Shiva, Rudra, Varuna, Poseidon, Neptune, and Satan, all of which are gods of trinities that have power over air, earth, and water. It is a symbol of the three pure ones in Taoism. In Hinduism, it can represent the three gunas, aspects of nature: Sattvika, Rajasika, and Tamasika. Three pillars. In Scottish Masonry, Jachin and Boaz become strength and beauty. The balance between the two is wisdom. One pillar sustains the moon and seven stars, which represent the Big Dipper and the seven sisters of the Pleiades. Another holds up the sun. The third upholds the greater light, depicted as the all-seeing eye of God, surrounded by rays of light. This can refer to the middle way taught by Gautama Buddha. It can also represent the three heavens referred to in various religions. The apex is the balance of extremes. Along with strength, wisdom, and beauty, these pillars can be named faith, hope, and love, or prophet, priest, and king. They also represent Mars, Venus, and Earth. According to the Pawnee tribe, masculine Mars shoots his fiery arrows at Venus, impregnating her. Earth is the child between these two pillars. 47th problem of Euclid. When the 16 and the 9 get together, they make 25, a sum greater than either could make on their own. It is the father, mother, and child. The union of yin and yang to get qi. The three together make a negative of an oblong triangle with sides measuring 3, 4, 5. Tree of Life. The Kabbalistic Tree of Life consists of 3 columns. The spheres of the left column are masculine: Bina, understanding; Geburah, justice; and Hod, majesty. Those of the right column are feminine: Chokmah, wisdom; Chesed, mercy; and Netzach, victory. The middle column is the product, or child of the two opposites. It is the Keter, crown; Da'at, hidden sphere of knowledge; Tiferet, beauty; Yesod, foundation; and Malkut, the kingdom. The Sephirot, spheres, are aspects of divinity divided into the divine mother, father, and child. The feminine and masculine aspects may also zigzag from pole to pole, like the serpents of the caduceus intertwine around a central pole. Mesopotamian tree of life, Mesoamerican tree of life, Yggdrasil, the Norse tree of life. The tree of life represents the cosmic being, the primordial mother goddess, the Milky Way galaxy. It is divided into the heavenly realms above, the earthly realm, and the subterranean realm. She is the mother of all living. Adam and Eve left the tree of life for the tree of knowledge. They left the heavenly realm to earth in order to gain knowledge. As discussed earlier, the tree of life is, on the microcosmic level, DNA, the building blocks of all life. Kundalini. Kundalini, coiled snake, is the latent energy, prana shakti, at the base of the spine. Through meditation, recitation, japa, visualization, and breath work, pranayama, the energy can make its way up the two main paths, nadis, around the spine, which intersect at energy centers called chakras. When these energies are in harmony and reach the crown, enlightenment unfolds as a lotus, and one becomes one with all. The two side nadis are Ida and Pingala. The central column is called Shushumna. Bone marrow, cerebral spinal fluid, and semen are all made up of the same basic elements. The body will take elements from one part and aid in another. When sexual fluids are retained, these elements are available to travel to the pituitary and pineal glands in the brain and thus nourish the third eye, which is the human connection with the astral world around us.